Alan, what do you got for sale?
Well, I do have a pill splitter for sale.
A pill splitter.
A pill splitter. This is good. I have one of these. Very valuable.
I need one of these.
Oh.
Alan?
Yes.
How much is it?
It's a couple of dollars.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Are you
Too
nuts?
much for my blood.
I get a new one for $275. This thing's got fentanyl all over it. Are you kidding me?
No, it's not the matter of the money. I can give it to somebody who can use it for free. It's not the money. But in the Craigslist, I think you get to put some money in order to be able to list it.
Oh, I see. You got to give a prize.
Now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah. Now you're a humanitarian. I don't do a lot of pill splitting, but I do have a zinc tablet, and Dr. Drew's like, just take half the tablet, and I just kind of bite it in half. I just kind of snap it. But it's not
We're staring at your solution.
It's not a science. You in Los Angeles, Alan?
Yes, I am.
Could you run it over to the shop? I got a crisp dollar bill waiting for you.
I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
If I buy this pill splitter from you, which I would like to do, how do I receive it? You put it in the mail?
No, actually, you should come and pick it up.
That makes sense. Because otherwise, the gas it would take to bring it to you, he's breaking even.
All right. So I'm picturing a sprawling estate. Would you be in the library or the atrium when I show up?
No, actually, I can meet you guys like a gas station or somewhere, and I can give it to you. You don't even have to pay for it. I think it's just a matter of recycling. I hate to throw things in a trash can because it's a waste.
I love you.
This is a hero.
A man after your own heart.
But,
Thank you so much.
Alan, yes, I wish more Americans were like you. Can I ask this? Why are you done with your pill splitter? You're 78 years of age. I feel like you're on a new med every 10 minutes. Why are you done with your pill splitter?
Well, because I already have the other one, and this one came with the medication, and I'm not using it. I just hate to throw it in the trash can. Someone else can use it.
I agree.
Love Alan.
This country is wasteland. We threw everything out, including our wife and our husband and our children, and I hate that.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I'll trade you one of my kids for the pill splitter as long as we're not throwing things out.
Alan, we're in the middle of a recall effort for the governor. I'd like you to consider throwing your hat in the ring and maybe leading this state and getting us all back to work.
I bet his hat is covered with fur. That's just me. Alan?
Yes.
I like your thought. Sorry about the divorce and the bitter custody battle that ensued. But
No, I know what I told you. What I'm saying, that in this country, people get rid of everything. It's just a wasteland. The consumer has been consumed.
I listen.
We do buy things when we really don't need it because of advertisement.
I love Alan.
Alan, you are talking to an individual in Adam Carolla that brought a nickel-sized piece of steak and a dollop of mashed potatoes from Florida to Los Angeles after going out to dinner on the road when we were doing shows. I brought steak back from Florida. I brought steak back from Chicago. I fucking hate people throwing things away and how weird and cavalier everyone is about it. Containers, half-eaten stuff, like just get away. And then there's this, because there's this stigma, and there's two stigmas. There's the gross stigma, and there's the cheap stigma. So if you drop something on the floor and people are like, oh, throw it out. I'm like, just get it, pick it up and wash it off and eat it. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. Or if you bring a doggy bag home from a different state, or if you want to say like, oh, that cheese got a little fur on it, just cut it off. Just cut it off. There's cheese under it. It's good.
You
like,
can't afford cheese?
So gross. And then the other side of it is, oh, you're so cheap. Oh, you're so cheap. It's like nobody who goes out to a steakhouse and pays $60 for a piece of meat is cheap, and they're not bringing home their steak because they're cheap. They don't want to throw things away. I'm with you. What country are you from, Alan?
I'm originally Persian. I've been here over 50 years, and I'm with you, be in the same boat. I do fix things around the house because my children, they will look through everything else as long as anything goes wrong with it, which is fixable. It could be done in a couple of minutes. They just toss it in the trash can, they order a new one, and I hate that. It is not fair, it's not right. Those stuff in the other countries, people can use them. And we threw everything out, and I hate that so much. I mean, it's in my blood. You know, there is nothing I can do about it. I try to fix things, put them back together, and use it again, and it's a good thing for the environment.
Listen. Here's an interesting yardstick, like a test. You know, you go, are you cheap? Do you want to reuse things? How do you feel about reusing things? Hold on a second, Alan. Here's an interesting thing. I just thought of this. I woke up, I came downstairs this morning, and I walked into the kitchen, and I saw a whole bunch of those red cups, those kind of party solo cups, a whole bunch of those red cups, and they were all capsized next to the sink. There were like 12 of them. And the reason they were there is because Olga is exactly like me. She's from a different land. Things have value. She doesn't like throwing shit away. My daughter had some sort of soda party in the backyard 3 days ago, and people are drinking Sprite out of them, and they're fine. And so Olga brings them in, and she cleans them off, and we're going to reuse them. And I'm exactly the same way. If I get the solo cup and I walk down to the beach and mess around a little, I just bring it back. I'll rinse it out, just use it again. Is the solo cup a good yardstick to measure that mentality? Now, I'm not talking about being on vacation or something, or being out of your home or somewhere on 4th of July. I'm not talking about bringing it back to the house from Jimmy Kimmel's beach house or something. But the solo cup reuse inside your own home, if you had a few people over that watched a game, they use the solo cups, would you rinse them and get into it?
Not only would I re-rinse them and don't know why you'd throw that away after using it once, but to further prove your point, this cup I've been drinking out of the last few days that you guys have been seeing, this is from when we went to the farmer's market over the weekend and got the little one a lemonade. And because it has a lid, to me, this is a good item, and I just keep refilling my water with it. So I'm with you 100%.
Solo cup, Brian.
No, I would not. I believe in recycling. However, speaking of the solo cup and the reusable cup, advice to everyone, people are all about straws these days. Don't get straws. They get it seals noses, blah, blah, blah. Get paper straws. No, they disintegrate. Get yourself a set of stainless steel straws, just like your silverware. You can wash it just like your silverware. You can pop it in the dishwasher. Whatever you do with your forks, do with your straws, and you'll never have to be on the straw treadmill again.
Here's the thing, unfortunately, is every time I hear some expose on recycling, it turns out we're not so efficient with it. Now
don't recycle.
Now I don't believe in it as much.
Right.
Hey, Alan.
Yes.
I am in love with you.
Thank you.
The question is do your children and wife appreciate you as much as we do?
No, actually, they don't. They against my philosophy. I mean, but that is their thought. This is the way I think. And to be honest with you, the older stuff, they last longer. They are better. They are better made. They are made in U.S. The U.S. stuff, the other plastic made in China, piece of trash, but it just looks better. We have two different philosophies. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I always love to have the older. For instance, we had to change our refrigerator, and the guy who brought the new one, he said, "This one that I'm bringing to your house is a piece of shit." Excuse my language, to compare with what you're getting. But they make things that it doesn't last that long. So It's one way of cheating people. I do recall in old days, in back home, we bought a refrigerator which was made in England. It's more than 50 years and it still is working.
Yeah.
You buy anything today, after a few years, you got to change it. You have to buy a new one. This is the way they are. Like I told you, the consumer has been consumed in this country, and we don't realize that.
I love the cut of
Alan,
your
are you
jib.
available to come back on?